Hello, my dear friends, and welcome to this very special lesson in story time. Because today I am going to share with you something that is not just about English learning, but also about one of the greatest mysteries of science, numbers, and the universe. Let me ask you a few questions that will make you think deeply. Do you enjoy listening to mysteries? The kinds of stories where something is hidden and secret and you want to discover what it means? Do you believe that numbers can sometimes be more than just mathematics? That numbers can actually carry a kind of secret power or a hidden code inside them? And have you ever wondered if the universe, the stars, the planets, and even the energy around us could be explained not by words, but by special numbers? These are very big questions, and today we are going to explore them together. This is the story of Nikola Tesla, who was one of the most unusual and most intelligent inventors in history. Tesla was not only a man who created machines and discovered new ways to use electricity, but he was also a thinker and a dreamer who believed that there were secrets in the world that most people could not see. And one of his most famous ideas, which people still talk about today, was about the numbers 3, 6, and 9. Tesla once said something very strange, something that makes people very curious even today. He said, "If you only knew the power of 3, 6, and 9, then you would have the key to the universe." Just imagine that for a moment. Imagine someone giving you a golden key that could open any door, a key that could unlock all the secrets of the stars, the planets, the energy, and maybe even your own mind. Wouldn't you want to hold that key in your hand and see what was behind the door? That is what Tesla promised with his mysterious numbers. He believed that 3, 6, and 9 were not just normal numbers that we use for counting, but that they were something much more. Something like a hidden code or a special pattern that explained how the universe worked. Now, my friends, maybe you are thinking, "But teacher, I do not understand. Numbers are only for math and school, so how can they be powerful?" And this is a very good question, but I want you to look around you right now. Look at your hands. Look at the clock on the wall. Look at the way the days move from morning to evening, and look at the way the stars move across the sky. You will see that numbers are everywhere. Everything in nature and everything in life can be explained with numbers. Numbers are like a secret language of the universe, and Tesla was a man who could hear that language. He studied it, he lived it, and he believed that 3, 6, and 9 were the most important keys in that language. So in this video, we are going to tell Tesla's life story. We are going to explore the secret of these numbers. We are going to play simple games with the numbers so that you can also feel how they work. And we are going to learn some new English words together. And at the end of the lesson, you will not only know more English, but you will also know more about Tesla's ideas. And maybe you will even feel a little of the mystery and magic that he felt. Mini story, the door of numbers. To help you imagine this better, let me tell you a little story. Imagine that you are a young child, and one day you find a very big door in a forest. This door is not like other doors because it has no handle and no lock. You try to push the door, but it will not open. You try to pull it, but it will not move. Then you look carefully, and you see that the door has 3 holes. One hole is shaped like the number 3, one hole is shaped like the number 6, and one hole is shaped like the number 9. You suddenly understand that to open this door, you need 3 special keys. A key for 3, a key for 6, and a key for 9. When you find them and put them into the holes, the door opens slowly. And behind the door you see something amazing. You see the stars, you see the planets, and you see the secrets of life itself. This story is like the way Tesla saw the universe. He believed that the numbers 3, 6, and 9 were like the 3 golden keys that could open the big door to the universe. Chapter 2. The young Nikola Tesla, his story, his genius. My friends, in the last chapter we opened the door to a big mystery, the mystery of the numbers 3, 6, and 9, and we heard the famous words of Nikola Tesla, who said that if we only knew the power of these numbers, then we would have the key to the universe. But before we can really understand what he meant, we must take a step back, and we must learn about the man himself, because every great mystery begins with the story of a person who lived, who struggled, and who dreamed. Nikola Tesla was born in the year 1856 in a very small village called Smiljan, which is in the country that is now known as Croatia. Imagine a quiet place with mountains, fields, and rivers, where life was simple and people worked hard on their farms. That is the place where Tesla came into the world. His father was a priest in the church, and his mother, although she did not go to school, was very intelligent and creative because she liked to make her own tools and small machines to help with the work at home. So from the very beginning, Tesla grew up in a house where words, ideas, and inventions were always present. His father filled the house with books and with language, while his mother filled the house with creativity and with problem solving. This combination made a young boy who was curious, thoughtful, and always asking questions. When Tesla was still very young, something special happened. He became very sick with a high fever, and at one point people thought he would not survive. But even during that difficult time, he was dreaming. Later he remembered that he had visions in his mind, almost like pictures that appeared before his eyes, and these visions gave him energy to fight the illness. He survived, and from that time, he felt that his mind was not like other people's minds. Mini story. The boy who saw lightning imagined the little boy Tesla walking outside. After the rain, the sky is dark, and then suddenly a great flash of lightning crosses the sky. Most children would run away or feel afraid, but Tesla stood very still, watching carefully. He did not just see light. He imagined electricity moving through the world. He imagined energy flowing like water, and he imagined that one day he would learn how to use this power. This is one reason why people later called him a genius, because while most children saw only light, Tesla saw ideas and possibilities. He could see pictures in his mind so clearly that later, as a man, he said he could build a machine completely in his imagination, and he could test it in his imagination, and he would already know if it worked before he even touched a piece of metal. A genius different from others. Tesla's way of thinking was very different from other inventors. For example, Thomas Edison, who was also a very famous inventor at that time, worked by trying and trying again, building many versions of a machine until finally one version worked. But Tesla worked in his mind first, like an artist painting a picture or like a musician hearing the music before writing it down. This made him very fast, very creative, and also very unusual to the people around him. When Tesla was a teenager, he began to study very hard in school, learning mathematics, physics, and the new science of electricity. He loved to read about the great scientists, and he loved to imagine that one day he too would discover something important for the world. But he also had struggles, because sometimes his ideas were so strange that other people did not understand him, and sometimes he felt very alone with his thoughts. Mini story. The wheel in the river. One day, Tesla was walking by a river near his home, and he saw a water wheel turning slowly as the water pushed it. Many children might look and say, "Oh, that is fun," but Tesla looked and said, "Why does it move like that? How can energy from the water make the wheel turn?" And what if I could use that energy to power a machine? From small moments like this, he began to understand the great power of energy in nature. This is why, later in life, he would dream about free energy for all people, because in his heart he believed that nature already gave us all the power we needed, if only we knew how to use it. So in this chapter, we traveled back in time to the childhood of Nikola Tesla. We saw that he was born in a small village, in a family that gave him both language and creativity. We learned that even when he was sick, his mind was full of visions and pictures. We saw how he watched the lightning in the sky and how he studied energy in the water. And we began to understand that Tesla was not just a boy, but a boy with a mind that was different, a boy who could see what others could not. In the next chapter, we are going to look at the secret numbers themselves. We will explore why Tesla said that 3, 6, and 9 are special, and we will look at how these numbers appear in nature, in flowers, in bees, and even in the stars. So do not go away, because the mystery is only just beginning to open for us. In the last chapter, my friends, we learned about the young Nikola Tesla, about his small village, his creative family, and his mind that was always full of visions and dreams. We saw how he watched lightning and how he imagined the power of energy flowing through nature. But now we move to the heart of our story, the mystery that makes people curious even today. We move to the numbers 3, 6, and 9, because these are the numbers that Tesla himself called the key to the universe. When you hear numbers, you might think about mathematics in school, about adding and subtracting, or maybe about money in your wallet. But Tesla was not thinking about math in school, and he was not thinking about money. Tesla was thinking about patterns in the world, about shapes, about energy, and about secrets that nature was hiding in plain sight. The special number 3, let us begin with the number 3. If you look around you carefully, you will notice that the number 3 appears again and again in life and in nature. For example, think about time. We talk about the past, the present, and the future. That is 3 parts of time. Think about your day. You wake up in the morning, you live in the afternoon, and you rest at night. That is 3 parts of the day. Even in stories, we often hear about 3 wishes, 3 little pigs, or 3 brothers, because 3 feels like a complete number to the human mind. In nature, we also see the number 3. Some flowers grow with 3 petals, forming a beautiful triangle shape. The triangle itself is one of the strongest shapes, because with only 3 sides it can stand firm without falling. And even in your own body, you have 3 important parts of balance: your left foot, your right foot, and your mind. That controls them. So you see, the number 3 is not just a number, it is a symbol of balance and completion. The power of 6. Now, let us move to the number 6. When you look at bees, you will see that they build their homes in the shape of hexagons. A hexagon is a shape with 6 sides. Why do bees use 6 sides and not 4 or 5? Because 6 is the most perfect shape for saving space and for making a strong home. Nature itself chooses 6 when it wants strength and beauty together. If you look at a snowflake, you will also see 6 sides. Every snowflake is different, but every snowflake has 6 arms, because water molecules join together in a special pattern. So 6 appears in the frozen beauty of winter as well. And even in your body, you may think about the idea of 6 directions: forward, backward, left, right, up, and down. With these 6 directions, you can understand the space around you. So the number 6 is a number of structure, of design, and of movement in the world. The mystery of 9 finally. Let us arrive at the number 9. 9 is a number that mathematicians call magical because it always returns to itself. For example, if you take the number 9 and you add 1, you get 10. And if you add the digits of 10, 1 plus 0, you return to 1. If you add 2 to 9, you get 11. And when you add 1 plus 1, you get 2. But if you continue this way, you will notice that 9 always keeps its identity. For example, 9 times 2 is 18, and when you add 1 plus 8, you get 9 again. 9 times 3 is 27, and when you add 2 plus 7, you get 9 again. So 9 is like a number that never disappears, that always comes back, no matter how you move it or change it. This is why people call 9 the number of eternity, a number that represents something complete, final, and eternal. Mini story, the flower, the bees, and the game. To make this clear, let us imagine a story together. One day, a little girl is walking in a garden. She sees a flower with 3 beautiful petals, and she thinks 3 is a nice number because it feels balanced. Then she hears bees buzzing near her, and she sees that their honeycomb has 6 sides in every cell. She thinks 6 is a strong number because it makes things strong and useful. Finally, she goes home and plays with numbers in a small match game. She counts on her fingers. 9 times 2 is 18, and 1 plus 8 is 9. 9 times 3 is 27, and 2 plus 7 is 9. She smiles and says, 9 is a magical number because it always returns to itself. So in one simple day, with flowers, bees, and a game, she has discovered the secret that Tesla talked about, that 3, 6, and 9 are not only numbers, but they are signs from nature, showing us patterns and secrets of life. So in this chapter, we entered the real heart of Tesla's idea. We saw that 3 is the number of balance and completion. We saw that 6 is the number of strength and structure. And we saw that 9 is the number of eternity, a number that always returns to itself. We also imagined a story of a girl in the garden who saw 3 in the flower, 6 in the bees, and 9 in a little math game. And in this way, she discovered the same truth that Tesla wanted us to see. In the next chapter, we are going to move back to Tesla himself, and we are going to look at his strange habits with these numbers. We will learn why he always wanted to walk around a building 3 times, why he liked to use 18 napkins when eating, and why he counted everything in his life. It will be a strange but very interesting journey, so please stay with me. My dear friends, in the last chapter we looked at the numbers 3, 6, and 9 in nature. We saw flowers with 3 petals, we saw bees making 6-sided homes, and we saw the magical number 9 that always returns to itself. Now we must ask, what did Tesla himself do with these numbers? Did he just speak about them, or did he live with them? The answer is yes. He lived with them every day. He made them part of his daily life in very strange and interesting ways. Some people thought these habits were crazy, but for Tesla, they were full of meaning. Walking around the block. One of Tesla's habits was walking. He loved to walk because when he walked, his mind became calm, and ideas came to him like birds flying into his imagination. But Tesla did not just walk like an ordinary person. No, he had a special rule. He liked to walk around the block 3 times before he entered a building. Imagine this. Tesla arrives at a hotel, but before he goes inside, he walks slowly around the block once, then again, and then a 3rd time. Only then does he open the door. People who watched him did not understand. They whispered, "Why is this man walking around again and again?" But Tesla was not doing it by accident. He believed that 3 was a powerful number, and he wanted to live in harmony with it. Napkins and numbers. Another strange habit was his love of napkins. Yes, napkins, the small pieces of cloth or paper that people use at the table when they eat. Tesla could not eat happily unless he had exactly 18 napkins on the table. And why 18? Because 18 is a number that can be divided into 3 and into 6, and when you add 1 plus 8, you also get 9. So for Tesla, 18 was connected to his magic numbers. He would sit down at a restaurant, and he would ask the waiter for 18 napkins. Sometimes the waiter would laugh. Sometimes people would look at him with surprise, but Tesla was serious. He would use them carefully, one after another, and he felt peace because the numbers gave him balance. Counting everything. Tesla also counted things in his life. For example, when he washed his hands, he liked to do it 3 times, not once or twice, but 3 times. When he walked up the stairs, he sometimes counted the steps, making sure they were connected to the numbers 3, 6, or 9. Even when he lived in hotels, he wanted to stay in a room with a number that could be divided by 3. For him, numbers were not just tools for math. They were like friends, like guides, like secret keys to the order of the universe. Mini story. The hotel room. Let us imagine a small story. Tesla arrives at a big hotel in New York City. The manager says, "Mr. Tesla, we have room 124 for you." Tesla shakes his head slowly. He begins to count in his mind. 1 plus 2 plus 4 is 7. "No," he says, "I cannot stay in that room." The manager is confused, but Tesla explains, "The number 7 does not belong to my system. Please give me another room." The manager looks again and offers room 132. Tesla smiles, because 1 plus 3 plus 2 equals 6. That is one of his magic numbers. "Yes," he says with joy, "that is the room for me." And so he walks 3 times around the block, then enters and feels safe because the numbers are right. Why did he do this? Now you may ask, why did Tesla do all of this? Was he just strange? Was he afraid of other numbers? Or did he truly believe that these numbers had power? The truth is that Tesla was not a normal man. His mind was very sharp, very sensitive, and sometimes very lonely. Numbers gave him a way to feel control, to feel harmony with the universe. By repeating 3, 6, and 9 in his life, he felt that he was living inside the great pattern of energy. Some people call it superstition, but Tesla called it truth. So, my friends, in this chapter we stepped into the daily life of Nikola Tesla. We saw him walking around the block 3 times. We saw him asking for 18 napkins. We saw him counting steps and choosing rooms with numbers that added to 3, 6, or 9. We told the story of the hotel room, where he said no to room 124, but yes to room 132. And we asked why he did these things. We saw that for Tesla, numbers were not only habits, but also his way of feeling harmony with the universe. In the next chapter, we will dive deeper. We will look at how Tesla's love of these numbers connected to his great inventions, his dreams of free energy, and his vision of a future world. The habits were strange, yes, but behind them was a genius mind looking for secrets in the universe. So stay with me, because the mystery is still unfolding. Chapter 5, Tesla's Inventions and the Hidden Numbers. My friends, in the Last chapter, we entered into the daily life of Nikola Tesla. We walked with him around the block 3 times. We sat with him at the table with 18 napkins, and we watched him carefully choose his hotel rooms with numbers that added to 3, 6, or 9. We saw that, for him, numbers were not just mathematics, but keys to harmony. Now we must go deeper. We must ask, how did these numbers connect to his great work? Did Tesla use 3, 6, and 9 only in his private habits, or did they also guide his inventions? The answer is that Tesla carried these numbers into his science, into his machines, and even into his dreams for the world. The dream of energy. Tesla's biggest dream was to give free energy to all people on Earth. He wanted to build a system where electricity could move without wires, through the air, across great distances. Imagine holding a light bulb in your hand and it shines without being connected to any plug. Imagine turning on a machine without any cable. Tesla wanted to create this future. Now, how does this connect to numbers? Tesla believed that energy followed natural patterns, and he thought that these patterns were built around the numbers 3, 6, and 9. When he designed machines, when he thought about the way electricity moved, he often divided his plans into groups of 3, or he measured things in steps of 6, or he looked for results that pointed back to 9. He said, if you knew the magnificence of 3, 6, and 9, you would have the key to the universe. The three-phase system, one of Tesla's most famous inventions, is the three-phase system of electricity. What does that mean? Before Tesla, people used one current of electricity called direct current or DC. But Tesla imagined a new way with 3 different currents that work together. This was called alternating current or AC. With 3 phases, electricity could travel longer distances and power bigger machines. So here again, we see the number 3. Tesla could have designed 2 phases or 4 phases, but he saw that 3 was the most balanced, the most efficient, and the most powerful. This system is still used in the world today. Every time you turn on a light, every time you use your computer or charge your phone, you are probably using Tesla's 3-phase system. The Tower of Dreams. Tesla also dreamed of a giant tower called the Wardenclyffe Tower. This tower was built in New York, and Tesla wanted it to send energy through the earth and the air to every home in the world. He imagined families turning on lights, cities glowing, ships crossing the ocean, all powered by free energy. When he designed this tower, he thought about proportions, about measurements, about vibrations. And again, the numbers 3, 6, and 9 were in his mind. He believed that the universe vibrated with these numbers, like a song that repeats in 3 notes. He wanted his tower to sing in harmony with that song. Mini story. The 3 machines let us imagine a story to make this clear. One day, Tesla is in his laboratory. He builds 3 small machines. The first machine runs on 1 current, and it makes a soft hum. The second machine runs on 2 currents, and it shakes a little. But the third machine runs on 3 currents, and suddenly it comes alive, strong and steady, as if it has found its natural rhythm. Tesla claps his hands and says, "Do you see? 3 is the key." His assistants look at the 3 machines and nod. They understand that the number 3 gives balance and power. The hidden 9, but Tesla also loved the number 9. He often thought about frequency, which is the speed of vibrations in waves. When he made experiments with frequency, he liked to use numbers that added up to 9. For example, he might test 18 vibrations per second because 1 plus 8 equals 9. Or he might test 27 vibrations. Because 2 plus 7 equals 9. For him, 9 was like a secret sign of energy returning to itself. He once said that the universe is like a great symphony, and 9 is the final note, the note that makes the song complete. So, my friends, in this chapter we saw how Tesla's love of numbers moved from his daily life into his scientific work. We saw the dream of free energy, we saw the three-phase system that changed the world, and we saw the Wardenclyffe Tower that was built with hope and mystery. We imagined Tesla building 3 machines and discovering the power of the third. And we learned that Tesla liked to measure frequencies that returned to 9 because 9 was his number of completion. In the next chapter, we will explore the challenges Tesla faced. Not everyone believed in his dreams. Some people laughed at him, some people fought against him, and some powerful men wanted to stop his inventions. But even then, Tesla continued to believe in his numbers and his vision. Stay with me, because the story is about to become even more dramatic. Chapter 6, Tesla's Enemies and Challenges with the 3, 6, 9 Vision. My dear friends, in the last chapter we looked at Tesla's inventions. We saw the three-phase system that changed the world. We imagined the Tower of Free Energy, and we learned how the numbers 3, 6, and 9 were hidden inside his work. But now we must ask, if Tesla had such great ideas, why is the world not already living in free energy? Why are we still paying for electricity today? Why is the Wardenclyffe Tower not standing, shining like a beacon of power? The answer is that Tesla faced enemies. He faced challenges. Not everyone wanted his vision to succeed. Some people laughed, some people blocked him, and some people even destroyed his projects. The powerful enemies Tesla lived in a time when money and power controlled inventions. If someone invented a machine, businessmen asked, how much money can we make from this? If there was no profit, many rich men did not want the invention. Now Tesla's dream of free energy was beautiful, but it also meant that nobody could sell it. If everyone could get energy from the air and the earth, who would pay? Who would buy electricity? For the rich men, Tesla's dream was dangerous. One of these men was Thomas Edison. Edison was already famous, and he made money by selling electric systems that used direct current. When Tesla brought his new idea of alternating current, Edison tried to stop him. He made jokes, he made lies, he said that Tesla's electricity was unsafe. Another powerful man was J.P. Morgan, a banker. At first, Morgan gave Tesla money to build the Wardenclyffe Tower. But when Morgan learned that Tesla wanted to give free energy to the whole world, he stopped his support. He wanted profit, not free gifts. Mini story. The meeting with Morgan. Let us imagine a story. Tesla sits in a large office with J.P. Morgan. Tesla's eyes are shining with passion. He says, Mr. Morgan, this tower will bring light to every house on Earth. Ships will cross the seas with power. Villages will glow without wires. Morgan listens carefully. Then he asks one short question. Where do I put the meter? Tesla looks surprised. A meter? There is no meter. It is free for everyone. Morgan's face becomes hard. Then I cannot invest, he says. The dream falls like a glass breaking on the floor. Tesla walks out, still dreaming, but now without the money to finish his project. Laughter and loneliness. Tesla also faced laughter. People saw his habits, walking around buildings, counting steps, asking for napkins, and they called him strange. Newspapers sometimes wrote about him as a genius, but also as a crazy man. When he spoke about 3, 6, and 9, many people did not understand. They said, "These are only numbers. What is so special?" Tesla felt alone. His mind was full of visions, but the world around him was full of doubt. The tower falls. The saddest part of Tesla's story is that his great tower was never finished. Without money, without support, the tower stood empty. Later, it was destroyed. Some say it was blown up by the government. Some say it was taken down for metal. But the truth is that the dream of free energy was lost. People forgot about 3, 6, and 9, and the world returned to business. As usual, we still use Tesla's three-phase system, yes, but the bigger dream of energy for everyone, without cost, disappeared. Mini story, Tesla alone at night. Let us imagine Tesla again, but this time he is old. He walks alone in the park at night. He looks up at the stars, and he whispers numbers, 3, 6, 9. He sees patterns in the sky. He sees lights in his mind, but the world does not see them. He feeds pigeons with bread, and they gather around him like his only friends. Still, inside his heart, he believes. He believes that someday, someone will understand. Someday the numbers will be seen as the key to the universe. So, my friends, in this chapter we saw the dark side of Tesla's life. We saw powerful men like Edison and Morgan fighting against him. We saw his tower begin and then fall. We saw laughter, doubt, and loneliness. But we also saw Tesla's heart still beating, with numbers still whispering 3, 6, and 9, even when the world turned away. In the next chapter, we will ask an important question. What does this mean for us today? Tesla is gone, but his ideas are still here. Can we still learn from his love of numbers? Can we still see 3, 6, and 9 in our lives? Stay with me, because the story is not only about the past, it is about the future and maybe about you. Final outro, the secret of 3, 6, 9, and you, my dear friends. We have reached the end of this long journey together. We began with questions, and we will finish with hope. Let us take a deep breath, and let us remember everything we have learned. We started with the mystery. Why did Nikola Tesla love the numbers 3, 6, and 9? We asked, could these numbers be keys to the universe? Could they be a hidden language of energy? We promised to explore, and step by step, we walked through Tesla's life. We saw him as a child, counting, dreaming, already feeling that numbers were alive. We saw him as a man, inventing machines, walking around blocks 3 times, asking for 18 napkins, and choosing hotel rooms that added to 9. We saw him as a genius, building the 3-phase system that changed the world. We saw him as a dreamer, planning a tower that would give free energy to every home. And yes, we also saw him as a lonely man, facing enemies, losing support, and feeding pigeons while whispering 3, 6, and 9 under the stars. But my friends, Tesla's story is not only about the past. His story is also about us. His numbers are still here. 3, 6, and 9 are still everywhere. They are in the petals of flowers. They are in the wings of bees. They are in the rhythm of the universe. They are waiting for us to notice them. They are waiting for us to listen. The lesson for today, what is the lesson for us today? It is simple, and it is powerful. The lesson is, never stop looking for patterns. Never stop asking questions. Never stop believing in your dream, even if people laugh, even if people doubt you. Tesla believed in numbers when nobody understood him. You can believe in your own vision, too. Maybe your dream is not about electricity. Maybe your dream is about art, or about teaching, or about helping people. But whatever your dream is, remember Tesla. Remember how he walked 3 times around the block. Remember how he saw harmony in numbers. Remember how he never gave up, even when the world said no. Mini story. The student of Tesla. Let us imagine a story. A young student hears about Tesla and his secret numbers. The student begins to look around. She sees that her favorite flower has 3 petals. She notices that her toy has 6 sides. She counts 9 birds flying in the sky. She smiles and says, Tesla was right. Numbers are alive. She feels inspired, and she decides to study more, to ask more questions, to keep her eyes open. She becomes curious, and her curiosity becomes her power. This is what I wish for you. I wish for you to see the world with new eyes. I wish for you to count, to notice, to wonder. I wish for you to find your own secret numbers that guide you. The big motivation, my dear friends. The world today is fast, noisy, and sometimes difficult. But remember, Tesla lived in a world that was also full of problems. Still, he dreamed. Still, he believed. Still, he whispered. 3, 6, and 9. If he could keep dreaming, then you can too. Maybe your dream feels small. Maybe your dream feels impossible. But no dream is too small, and no dream is truly impossible. The numbers teach us patience. 3 is a beginning, 6 is a journey, 9 is a completion. You can begin, you can continue, and one day, you can finish. Final goodbye. So, now, my friends, we close the book of this story, but the story does not really end. Tesla's life is finished, but his legacy continues. His inventions light our homes, his ideas move our machines, his numbers still whisper in the universe. Whenever you see 3, remember Tesla. Whenever you see 6, remember Tesla. Whenever you see 9, remember Tesla. And most of all, remember yourself. You are also part of the great mystery. You also have numbers, patterns, dreams inside you. Thank you for staying with me through this journey. Thank you for listening, for repeating, for learning. I hope you enjoyed the story. I hope you learned some English, and I hope you feel inspired to look at the world with new eyes. Do not stop here. There is always more to learn, more to see, more to feel. If you enjoyed this video, please stay with us, because the next video will bring another amazing story, another mystery, another lesson in English and in life. Until next time, remember Tesla's words, 3, 6, 9, the key to the universe. And remember my words, you, too, are a key. Goodbye, my dear friends. But if you want to know the inner game of mind and manipulation, then you are still one click away.